Hello, ladies of Northbrook. My name is Elle Harris, and I'm so blessed to be joining you today to talk about the wondrous time of Christmas. I am an author and a poet and a speaker and a teacher, and today I hope to be joining all of you as just a fellow mother and friend. A couple of years ago, I came and spoke with all of you about my children's book, Lullaby Worlds. Since then, I am probably most known for writing for a magazine called Bella Grace. I have written over 40 publications for them, as well as maintained a blog for the last however many years, since 2014. I have a current book that is in the midst of being published, and I also have about 14 other manuscripts on the shelf just waiting to be discovered. I would say that none of that holds a candle to the day-to-day interactions that I'm able to have with women, with children, and just with anyone who gives me their ear for a second, because I love to talk. So today we're going to talk about time, and whether it's once upon a time, whether we're in time or out of time, whether it's the right time, generally the wrong time. I think we can all agree that there's never enough time to do and say and be all of the things that we want to do and say and be. But we're gonna try our best. So the first thing I want to talk about is that time is a fickle friend. It is both the most important and most frustrating of all the fates, I would say. I think that Father Time sometimes has an interesting sense of humor. And I think that we really need to focus on all of the different ways that time can be a blessing, even when it might not feel like what we would personally expect. I want us to start today with a really important section in history. In Matthew 2, 1 through 12, it is the visit of the Magi. So I'm going to read that to you right now. It says, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, where is the one who's been born the King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him. When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all of Jerusalem with him. When he had called together the chief priests and teachers of the law, he asked them where the Messiah was supposed to be born. In Bethlehem, in Judea, they replied. For this is what the prophet has written. But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, for out of you will come a ruler who will shepherd my people, Israel. Then Herod called the Magi secretly and found out from them the exact time that the star had appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, go and search carefully for the child. As soon as you find him, report it to me, so that I too can go and worship him. After they heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen when it rose went ahead of them until it stopped over a place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed, and on coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and they worshipped him. They opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route. I really want us to pay attention today to the three gifts: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. I think that sometimes as mothers, we store up our treasures in these golden moments and mysterious, perfect ideals of what we think that motherhood should be, instead of necessarily what motherhood is. So today we're going to focus on gold, the golden, perfect moments of motherhood. Frankincense. Frankincense was an offering given to the gods, so the God moments that we have in our lives as mothers. And finally, myrrh. Myrrh was a funerary gift. It was an omen of death. And so sometimes I think we really need to focus on the death of the expectations we have for ourselves in order to be the best wives and friends and mothers that we can be. So recently, one of the most recent editions of Bella Grace, I was asked by my editor to write a piece about stealing time. And I'm going to read that piece to you right now. It's called The Girl Who Steals Time. And it is pretty much all of us. I am usually late. There, I said it. Not an hour late, as in I care nothing for the schedule of others, more like 3 to 8 minutes late. While some may argue that on time is on time, or feed into the dogma of if you're not 5 minutes early, you're 10 minutes late, I disagree. And here's why. I am not late because I can't tell time, because I double booked, or because I don't care. Quite the opposite, actually. I am late because I do care too much about too many things, people, causes, and moments that I want to fully live in and experience. I don't want to give up the precious few seconds dedicated to any part of that list. We all lead busy lives, and I'm willing to bet that I'm not the only 3 to 8 minute late girl out there, struggling to squeeze time out of the continuum just to have another moment to treasure. Time is a relative foe. Lately, I've been thinking about the seconds that I've stretched, and when I ask myself if I regret any of them, I just don't. I would not have traded the 6 minutes that I was late to my son's soccer practice for the epic board game battle that we just had to play one more round of. I couldn't imagine telling my daughter that I wouldn't watch her 3-minute contemporary dance routine for the 4th time in order to start dinner sooner. I would not exchange the 2 extra minutes on my commute for the lingering hug at the door with my husband. And I wouldn't hang up the call with my sister or my cousin or my best friend or my mom for 5 more minutes to grocery shop or answer emails or do anything else. So there it is, the grand or not so grand confession of a girl who chooses to steal time that may or may not belong to her. In the interest of time, what or who are you willing to steal for? The entire story of the Magi coming to visit Mary is pretty much riddled with wrong time. The Magi were wandering for who knows how long. They ran into the wrong town, into the wrong leader, and set pretty much everything off on the clock in the wrong way. There was only one line. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshiped him. There was one golden, perfect moment, and that's it. And I think that sometimes as mothers, we can try so hard to make every moment count and every moment be perfect, when really we don't need perfect moments. We just need to show up and do our best and love our families in a golden and perfect way. I really love the quote from Robert Frost that says, "Nothing gold can stay." As much as it might sound a little bitter or sad, I think that he was just reminding us that in order for something to be truly golden, it has to be temporary. I want you to think for just a moment of moments that were golden to you as a mother, moments that maybe shaped or framed the expectation that you did have for what being a mother could be. For me, it was when my daughter was 4 months old. She was just about to go to bed, and she couldn't speak yet, and I was holding her, right about to put her in her crib, and she put her 2 tiny hands on either side of my face, and she just held me there, and with her giant blue eyes stared at me. And to this moment, I feel that it was a perfect golden reflection of gratitude and all of the hopes that I had stored up in my heart. I think about Mary, and I think about her having a moment like that with Jesus before his hands were scarred, before his life was laid out for someone else, before she fully understood the depth of what she would have to give up. I wonder if she had a golden moment of looking down at her perfect little boy and dreaming all of the dreams that only us new mothers can know. I want you to think about a golden moment that you have had, whether your child is 15, 5 days, or 50. Take a minute and reflect in the golden, glorious moment.